Okay, it's running, it's strong. Input. Okay. Okay. It's recording. What I wish to speak about is the reality of the unified field. You know, people are talking about unified field in physics, and they're trying to also suggest there is a unified field of consciousness. People in plasma developers, they say that there's universal or planetary fields of plasma. So I wanted to suggest that this field exists and describe it a little bit. And I'm talking about the unified field of consciousness. Now, if you check how the news affect you, that you see a face on the screen, that it behaves like a feeling that you can then be impressed by, and the wrapping of the presentation that you have on screen that you see, it is effective. We all agree now that all our culture is built by and based on transmissions, broadcasting of material that is in a certain shape and form with a certain logic, and it repeats itself. That this is so and so in every field. There is a takeover of the field of consciousness. In this regards, because, and I must add here that the field of consciousness, it's much different and greater than anybody can take hold on. Actually, in essence, is the ability to share and to receive and to participate in whatever you are focusing on and in whatever is happening around you. So let's see now how those who know this and they use this, they also know it is existing as a, let's say, conscious material. They would play with the conscious materials, but knowing that it is everybody's ability to do so. Whenever there is somebody in the world that is capable and evidently showing the result of working much beyond the permission limits that they give in their presentation, in their narrative, in their control. So once they see somebody like this, you can look up Tesla, or you can pick up Van Gogh, or you can pick up others. But then they, not only that they remove all those who come forward with newer things, with evolved things, by them removing them so forcefully, chasing them by the necks, you know, burning them, calling them name, dismissing them, stealing of them, and killing them in many cases with a plan. So this phenomena of destroying the top level of human conscious evolution, it's a long story. And it is because, and I could bring more examples if you want to read a French author, I can remember his name. Its book name was something like Craziness in the Age of Logic. Maybe his name is Michel Foucault. Anyway, you can have more example in the history where delicate materials were the most sensitive, the more uplifting phenomena that were created and brought in by individuals that were meant to do this, and then the work would be cut and stolen or removed altogether and stopped because it took too much further in evolution. It was not allowed. Evolution itself was not allowed. Evolution of the spirit of man was not allowed in many ways. For example, by inhibiting or teaching people that it's okay to eat meat and make it a habit and make big factories, make big pictures of meat and have people you know, consuming meat with big mouths and having animal killed on the screen to show you how merciful you could be. So forgive me for taking it to such an emotional point, but I personally feel it. I know the slaughter here is not ending with certain individuals, but carries on to every direction. So when you ask yourself the physical question, if you understand in physics something, you will know that the affected is affected. The affected in the field is affected. That's why the reason they want to cut all these people, intelligent people, if, especially in case they are conscious of the united field. If the one that works here is conscious of the united field, he is not only effective, but he also can measure his fact, his sync with the united field, his participation is part of it. If one that is extra developer is conscious of the united field, then he is effective on the united field, and then there is a work through the transmission, because there is on the transmission is the way or the passage it takes one to express it and find ways for it to spread out, because working in the unified field, there's more ways to it than the matrix or the system present. I mean, they only cover certain small portion of what they know, which is DNA, they call it. But DNA is not a static phenomenon. It is not a physical phenomenon. There's no way to know about the DNA by measuring the materials that are in the physical matter or subatomical matter, in the mass that you call brain. You cannot understand this brain by investigating into this substance. And all the physics that is derived from this study is effective in a certain mind scheme. So what I'm saying here is, if somebody is working beyond the limits and is trying to express it to the world, and is finding ways, because this is a procedure in 5D, actually. It's the beginning of the 5D, is by resolving the difficulties in the lowest part of them, how they grab to the material, if they do. And when you find that they don't, you know also to station them, because when you are creative, not only with your advancements, but you are creative in the field and how you behave in the field, that is very much disturbed. And you must find a way to calculate a way, or to, expand or progress along the way, where the distribution of advanced material is becoming available, and you send this notion itself out to the unified field, knowing that the unified field is listening, is attentive to you, whether you care about it or not, whether you believe it or not, is attentive to you. But once you are sure that it's attentive, it's more fun, because it doesn't matter how you say it. It matters that you meant it. You sent it out. You wrapped it in ways that people can understand it. So thank you for listening to me now. I'm Yosan Pedro. Nice to meet you.